News Dump. Mac, we got a trailer that has me so excited. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. Big focus on being teenagers here, looking for acceptance, finding acceptance. That acceptance is from some bad guys, and now they got to save the day.
Yeah, Goo, this is just the plot of like every X-Men movie ever made. We have mutants that have faith in humans, mutants that don't have faith in humans, and those two mutant parties battle. That's what this movie's
Well, here's
about.
A little different though, is that the mutants here are more like monsters. They can't even camouflage themselves as humans.
Yeah, that's fair. Which leads you to believe you might side with the bad guys a little bit more.
Also, it looks like the monstrous mutants are created by a Baxter Stockman, of course, voiced by Giancarlo Esposito. So I'm looking to see what they do there, because the animation in that lab, kind of creepy.
Goo, I think this movie looks good. Yeah. I feel like, however, and this is nothing that Mutant Mayhem can do about it, I'm going to be jaded the whole year about animated movies now that Across the Spider-Verse was so fucking good and exceeded my expectations.
You can welcome more than one animated movie into your heart.
I know, but I'm just going to be like, wow, I think I want to go see Across the Spider-Verse again.
You heard Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko.
I sure did. Yeah, actually, you know what?
They got to go.
You know what I actually didn't love in this trailer is Splinter and Splinter's voice.
I did. This will be the first time, I believe, and I could be wrong, that someone of Asian descent is actually voicing Splinter.
Yeah, I didn't care for the take on it.
Oh, you prefer Kevin Clash, the voice of Elmo?
I prefer every other take than the one we got in this trailer.
Either way, I'm super stoked. I really like the animation, and we didn't talk about this last week. You weren't here, but the score will be done by Trent Reznor
and Atticus Ross. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. This movie's going to be good. I feel like baseline, this will be a very likable movie. I'm still a little shooketh as to how much emotions were evoked by Across the Spider-Verse.
Well, good news for you.
Won't be on that page.
We have 2 months. It comes out on August 2nd, so there's a full 2 months between the movies.
Okay. All right. I got some time to figure that out then.
Get some time to figs it out. News dump. Back, we got a runtime and a rating for Oppenheimer, and it'll be over 3 hours, 3 hours, 9 minutes to be exact, and it'll be Nolan's first rated R movie in over 20 years.
This movie better be fucking awesome, because if it's not, it's going to get killed.
Well, I think we talked about this, where just judging by the trailer, it looks like it's telling two different stories, where it's telling the before of the bomb and the aftermath of the bomb. So they might need the full 3 hours, 9 minutes. Also, it's Nolan on like a revenge tour. He's so mad at WB for what they did to Tenet that this has to be good.
But if you just look from an unbiased opinion, now that you have seen Tenet
but go ahead.
And thought about Tenet and researched Tenet on the internet after you watch it,
kneel backwards as Maximilian. I know.
How was anyone supposed to market Tenet?
As a cool movie to see in IMAX, and obviously at the time you couldn't do that, so that's what really hurts it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
you know how I would market it to you?
Yeah,
fire trucks.
Here's how I would market it to people. Go in fully expecting you're not going to have a clue what the ending means. And then that way, when you get to the ending, you're like, okay, yeah, you're right. I didn't know what just happened.
Go in not expecting to be attached to any characters, like say the character named the protagonist. I don't know, give him a name. Who knows?
Yeah, sometimes these great directors got to be reined in a little bit. And I have a feeling that Oppenheimer,
a 3-hour movie sounds like it's not being reined in. That sounds like a director's cut.
That's what I'm saying. I said I'm having a feeling that Oppenheimer is not reined in, and we're going to be sitting there at the end saying, you know what, this was really good. It could have been a lot better.
You know who's not a fan of Oppenheimer? News dump. Reports say Tom Cruise is pissed that he will only be getting 1 week of IMAX showings for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, because Oppenheimer comes out the week after and they have a 3-week exclusive to IMAX theaters, because Christopher Nolan shot the entire thing with IMAX cameras.
Yep. There's actually been a viral thing out there last couple of days of Christopher Nolan in front of the 11 miles of 70 millimeter film.
Insane.
For the 3 hour and 9 minute runtime of Oppenheimer, which it's preposterous. So that all that film wound up looks like it's like the radius about 10 feet. It's fucking
imagine
massive.
the longest fruit roll up you've ever had.
I will say, of course you want to see Mission Impossible in an IMAX type theater.
Yeah.
But one of the best things about Christopher Nolan movies are the scores and the soundscapes.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to see that in IMAX too. So
also,
I get both sides of this.
So like, why is this just coming to Tom Cruise's attention? Right? That's my question. Like, how did he not know that releasing his movie 1 week before Christopher Nolan's means that you're not getting the IMAX theater?
He's still been doing the victory tour after being thanked for saving cinema. And I also think he's still been putting together the pieces of his brain after they were blown apart from seeing Flash a few weeks ago. So I think he just now realized that Oppenheimer comes out a week later. At this point, James gun in my head, Sean gun in my balls.
Yeah.
I'd go Mission Impossible over Oppenheimer.
Yeah, but you have a week to see it beforehand. It's not like they're coming out the same day and you have to choose.
I said, what did I just tell you? James gun in my head, Sean gun on my balls. I gave you the scenario.
Right. But like Cruise is mad at the theaters. He's mad at Oppenheimer. Why not be mad at your studio for not figuring the scheduling out?
Yeah, this is a busy couple months. We've been talking about it for weeks now. This run up through June and July are very, very busy couple months of cinema. And I hope they're all good. But at this point, you're like almost forcing us to debate the movies when you have a topic like this.
Well, to be fair though, WB is putting out Barbie on Oppenheimer Day on purpose to get back at Nolan for leaving them.
I don't think you have much intersection with those two audiences, though.
This might be my favorite three-way feud in a while.
Great triple threat match.
Yeah, and Barbie used up all the pink paint, so...
If you had to marry, fuck, kill those three, what do you got?
Oh my gosh, those movies. Okay. Well, let's see. Oppenheimer might take me a lifetime to finish, so I guess I'll marry that. Then...
That's an ass backwards say. I was going to say Oppenheimer, easy kill. You fuck Mission Impossible because you know it's going to be a hell of a ride, and you marry Barbie.
I might F Barbie though, because that's a big, flashy, bright, possibly funny movie. We don't know if it's funny or serious yet still, guys.
Oppenheimer will probably age best too, so that's maybe a good marry.
But having said that, I think the one that we know will be good, like has the highest floor, is Mission Impossible.
Yes, for sure. Now, the other tidbit here, Goo, that we kind of glossed over on the last topic, is very interesting that Oppenheimer's getting an R rating. It'll be the first Nolan film to get an R rating since 2002.
I said that.
I know, but we didn't really talk about it.
Okay.
I wonder is it just because of the subject matter?
I think he might show, because of the subject matter, you can really get your point across of like, how this guy feels about creating the fucking bomb.
Yeah.
By showing the deaths.
I was going to say, maybe it's a little more brutal than we're anticipating with an R rating.
Because like, not to compare the two, but like Dark Knight Rises, if you had shown some of those deaths as opposed to cutting away when someone shoots at them and then they cut back and they're just laying on the ground with no blood, there's a big difference there.
Let me posit this, Goo. Those second and third Nolan Batman movies, imagine the potential of those movies if they were R.
And now to jump into this, Mac, is that think of the fact that Across the Spider-Verse, let's go ahead and S that D real quick, is only rated PG.
I'm cupping the balls here.
How'd you do that? Only PG.
It's true. It's true.
That gives me faith to other PG movies.
Yeah, you can get away with more stuff animated, I think. I think you can sell it easier.
News dump. Killers of the Flower Moon, early returns. People like it.
Yeah, this is the next Martin Scorsese film that's coming out in October, Goo, but it's just sort of finished its festival circuit. And right now, Goo, a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, a 91 on Metacritic. And that sounds all fine and dandy until you consider this is going to be a 3 hour and 26-minute movie, longer than Oppenheimer.
So he's been talking a lot recently in interviews about perishing.
Well, he is old.
He is old. So is this his swan song?
I have an inkling here that this and Oppenheimer are both going to be nominated for Best Picture, and there's going to be horrible debates like 6 months from now about how we got to stop nominating 4 hours movies for Best Picture.
And then we're going to say, give it to Air.
No, Air. Hey, actually, legitimately, probably not. But since they nominate like 10 films these days, do you think Across the Spider-Verse deserves a Best Picture nom?
Yes.
I think so too.
I think so too. And I think Air will also get one.
Yeah, Air probably will.
Yeah, so news dump. Mac, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Michael Keaton told Empire magazine that he's almost positive that line was not in the script, and that's all from him.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense because it's a fucking terrible line, and it's my least favorite line from the movie.
So number one, shut up. Number two, could you imagine being the titular Batman, and you are second billing on the poster, and Nicholson is just out there spouting nonsense. I'm of a mind to make a moogie. Never rub another man's rhubarb. Just making fart noises out the door. Keaton had to do something.
If a grown man ever asked if you wanted to get nuts, would you laugh out loud in his face?
I would go to the candy store.
You want to get nuts? Oh man. Yeah, I guess I believe him that it's improvised because I think I don't think any screenwriter would write that ever.
Right, but it fits so well into that scene. So credit to him.
Yeah, really big credit.
Like Nicholson had that written line of, yeah, you want to dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. So he needed his catchphrase.
Obviously we saw the callback to this in the Flash trailer. Now the callback I get and I like because it is such a popular line, but the original line is bad.
Batman? Do you say bat?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Do you like that line more or him sleeping like a bat more in the movie? Remember he sleeps upside down?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense unless
I think that's the worst part of the movie.
That's pretty bad too because he was not bitten by a bat. He does not have bat powers. However, though, if he was on one of those extension tables, help his spine out.
You think he has a bad back? Okay.
Yeah. Decompress his spine a little bit and
Backman.
Then I could do it.
Yeah, I got you.
Backman.
Across the Spider-Verse has dominated the box office, second biggest weekend of the year, $120.5 million, just behind Mario. And it is also the third biggest Spider-Man open ever. There's like 100 of those movies and 208 worldwide.
Yeah, credit to me for keeping this in the movie draft and drafting it last year for 20 dogs. And again, Davey not keeping Mario for like 4. What a contrast.
ROI.
The more I've been removed from it, I actually worked a detail this past week, a little peek behind the curtain here, and a little kid walked by in a Spider-Man sweatshirt.
And he said, "Are you Mac from the Mac and Goo program?"
Yeah, he called me.
It was a little New York kid, of course.
Yeah. I said, "Hey, did you see the new movie?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "It was awesome, huh?" He goes, "It was amazing." Little kid loved it. So
awesome.
From 8-year-old kids to 34-year-old cunts, we all agree. Across the Spider-Verse, best movie of the year.
But hey, if you're on the street, don't let Mac talk to your kid.
No, we were on the sidewalk.
Oh, okay. News dump. Speaking of Spider-Verse, Tom Holland was at the premiere for Across the Spider-Verse, and while in discussion with some, I don't know, tabloid, I'll say, he mentioned that Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie ever, which makes complete sense that he would say that because generally you won't mention your own project as being the best of anything
it's called
ever.
Being humble.
But then he also said after, Across the Spider-Verse is also amazing. It's very close.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, and again, we're only 3 days out from the premiere of Across the Spider-Verse, so we haven't had too much online discourse about it. But the conversation between Into and Across, who liked what better?
Yeah.
In my mind, like clearly Across is better, but I'm interested to hear people's arguments if they're saying Into is better.
I'm heavy into Across, but I understand the argument for Into.
To me, the only argument for Into is that it was first. It was groundbreaking.
Shorter too.
First time anything. Yeah, but only like 20 minutes shorter.
Like, think about how much we liked A Quiet Place 2 because it was 90 minutes.
No, I get that.
Like when that movie was over, what did I say to you?
But yeah, you're right. You did enjoy it mostly.
That was the first thing I said to you. That was only 90 minutes.
Yeah, Into there was a lot of people when that came out saying that was the best animated movie they had ever seen. And I just couldn't get on that train, but I am fully aboard now.
Also, that first one only made like 30 million in its opening weekend too.
Yeah, it definitely caught people by surprise.
Yeah.
And they're really setting up this third movie to fail because these first two were so fucking good.
Can your water be half full and not half empty?
Never gonna be.
I'm never gonna like another cartoon again.
Not 4 days before we saw Across the Spider-Verse did I say to Goo, I don't think I'll ever give out another 40 dog rating for an animated movie.
You are worse.
Credit to me. People can change.
You are worse than John Kerry. Always flip-flopping.
You almost couldn't find the reference there.
I knew John. I almost said Kelland. But Kerry was who I wanted, though.
Hey, back away, Banana Breath. What the hell did you see? The banana?
That sketch, that line got me. I love it.
The third time through, it killed me. It absolutely killed me.
Yeah. I think you should leave. Season 3 is now available on Netflix.
Listen to #Dork this week.
What is this topic here? I can't even see it. There we go. Live action Miles Morales movie is in the making. And some higher-ups there at Sony, I believe it is producer Amy Pascal is saying it's all happening, not just this movie, but also a Spider-Woman animated movie as well. Haley Steinfeld.
I fucking love Haley Steinfeld. What I just said about Beyond the Spider-Verse applies to this. Boy, could you be setting up a movie more to fail.
Yeah.
Now, Miles Morales is awesome, and I would like to see him in live action at some point. But to announce this on the heels of the second movie before the third movie comes out, like, give it some time to breathe before we bring him into live action.
Although, if I'm Sony, though, I am rushing him in to be my Spider-Man in Venom, Crave, and everything else. Like, hey, you can have that old twerp Peter. We don't need that guy no more.
Now, I have to imagine that part of Marvel's deal does not include Miles.
No, I think it's just Peter Parker.
Yeah, so Sony definitely could rush this into production.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know the logistics.
Yeah, you know what? Tweet at us, Kevin Feige. Let us
know, Kevin, or Amy Pascal. Let us know that. Also, I would be super into a Spider-Woman movie.
That character, especially now that we've seen Across the Spider-Verse, is such a great character, and you just really root for that version.
I
of Gwen
don't
Stacy.
care about the Madame Web movie with all the Spider-Women in that.
Although
I want
Sydney Sweeney's
this one. I want this movie.
Yeah.
I want
and
the
her
Gwen
suit
Stacy.
looks fucking awesome.
I love Haley Steinfeld voicing her.
Yeah.
Even leave her in her own dimension, in that cool watercolor looking, and maybe you can tighten that up to like 90 minutes because you don't need 2 hours of that. But give me that.
I'll tell you, I guess it's just the hood. But that hood makes that suit look fucking amazing.
Mac loves hoods. He's always talked about that.
I'm so
he's a bald boy. He's a bald boy. Bald boys love hoods.
Yeah, got to protect the dome piece here.
Here's dumb. Back, Vin Diesel blames Jason Momoa for the Fast X disappointment for being too over the top, and reports from insiders say that he is also mad that he stole the show and stole the thunder in the good reviews.
So, 2 parts here. I vehemently disagree and wholeheartedly agree with Vin Diesel, all in the same breath here. When we first saw this trailer, I said, it looks like Jason Momoa is not acting. It looks like he's just high on drugs in the middle of this movie. On the flip side of that, no one is stealing Vin Diesel's fucking shine from a Fast movie. And to kickflip off of that, I think some of the downside to this movie is they announced this as the first part of a 3-part finale. We don't need 13 Fast and Furious movies. We don't need 10. We didn't need 7. I think 5 or 6 was probably the limit.
Having not seen this movie, but just listened to the How Did This Get Made for this movie.
Oh, they already have an episode out.
They get those out for Fast and the Furious the week of. From what I hear is that Jason Momoa is really over the top flamboyant. And at one point they're like, oh, they didn't make him evil enough. But then he is talking to and painting the toenails of corpses.
And a sidebar to this too, which is completely actually very relevant and relevant to our next topic. Vin Diesel's going to stop getting in media battles.
So
with his
that's the whole thing
co-stars.
too. So it seems like it's a him problem.
It's a
If he
Vin
keeps
Diesel
getting
problem,
into
no doubt.
issues with his co-host where he doesn't like being shown up or one-upped.
And his most successful movies of the last 15 years has been him saying, "I am Groot." So I think he's got a little bit of an ego issue here.
It's my Vin Diesel.
Vin
You
Diesel
might have thought he
been
was
cool
here.
since-
That was me.
He hasn't been cool since 2003.
New stuff. Triple X.
Yes.
Speaking of his other co-host, The Rock is set to return to the Fast and Furious franchise. This off the heels of the failure of Black Adam. That was actually one of the lines in How Did This Get Made, where Seth Rogen goes, "I'm so happy that Black Adam failed so The Rock can go back where he belongs."
Yeah, get this tidbit, Goo. And this was via the Hollywood Reporter. Yeah. The Rock is returning for an upcoming Fast and Furious movie. So a movie in the universe, part of the franchise. He'll also be producing it. But it is not considered Fast 11 because, again, we have a 3-part finale for Fast X. And it's not going to be Hobbs and Shaw.
So let me jump on that for a second. Let me kickflip off of that. The other rumor is that him and Statham have a rivalry too. The Rock and Statham. So it seems like it's a Rock thing, not just a Diesel thing.
So it's a Rock and a Diesel thing. Jason Statham is legitimately cool. I don't think it's a Statham thing.
Oi!
So
you hear that?
What is it? Stavey in the room? That's a new branch of the Fast universe, Fast franchise that none of us need.
I love it. Everyone hates each other. And they, on screen, they're all about family.
How do you not have fun filming these movies and they come away from these movies hating each other?
It'll cost like $400 million. It's all
they're doing is driving cars and doing stunts and they come away upset.
Oh, did you see that Netflix ad where it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Chris Hemsworth in an elevator talking about their movies and their shows?
I missed that. No.
They're both in separate places. Like
it's one of those.
It's green screen.
Yeah, gotcha. It's like the extended dystopian world in the Snyder Cut where the Joker's not in the same place as everyone else.
Give you a nice reach around. New stuff.